Podcast, we're going to look at the topic of variation and how this can lead to evolution. Within a population, variation describes differences in the characteristics of individuals, and it can be the result of different factors. So, variation could be a result of the combination of genetic and also environmental causes, or it could be just a result of genetic causes, so inherited genes, or it could be due to the conditions in which the organism developed. So let's ask ourselves a question. How can mutations lead to human evolution? Most mutations, which we describe as permanent changes in the nucleotide sequences of DNA, do not affect the phenotype, which is sort of the appearance of the organism. But if a mutation creates a new phenotype that is better adapted to environmental change than the rest of the population, then the mutation is likely to spread through the population over a small number of generations. For example, over time, the size of the human brain has increased, as those born with a bigger brain were found to have a survival advantage. So, what is evolution? The big word. Evolution is the gradual change of inherited characteristics of biological populations over time. And speciation happens when two animal populations diverge, which means they separate or split apart a lot. So speciation happens when the average phenotypes, which is, as we said, were the observed characteristics of two populations, have changed so much that the two populations can no longer breed to produce fertile offspring. So offspring that can reproduce, and we would say that two different species have formed. So one example of this could be lions and tigers. They can actually breed together to produce offspring, to produce what we'd call a liger, but this offspring is not fertile, so they are two species. Natural selection was proposed by Charles Darwin in 1859. He theorized that all species evolved from simple life forms that first appeared on Earth more than 3 billion years ago. Natural selection happens like this. Within a biological population, different individuals have genetic variation, which is differences in their genetic characteristics. Individuals possessing genes that make them better adapted to the environment will have a greater chance of survival. We call this survival of the fittest. Individuals with the best chances of survival are the most likely to breed successfully because they survive. The characteristics responsible for the increase in the likelihood of survival are more likely to be passed on to the next generation.